Welcome to Trucking with Old Snapper. This is the voice of Old Snapper. Anyway, I'm over here in Dallas getting unloaded. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. All that good stuff that the YouTubers like to say. Well, as you can see, there's a JB Hunt truck broke down in front of me. Yes, indeed. It is definitely a Monday. I've been out here for 13 years. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. But JB Hunt, I guess they got some local trucks here. This guy here was moving trailers around. And he went to back into a door, a couple doors down from me. And it looks to me, when I went over there to help him out, I mean, he ripped the cables out. But it looks like it caught on either his DEF tank or his fuel tank. And when he went to jackknife the trailer, and then as he was getting back under it, it ripped the cables out. So now he's stuck. He's stuck in front of me. They got to wait on whatever to come get him. I'm unloaded, but I can't go anywhere. I can't get out of this dock. He's literally 15 feet in front of my truck, and I got trailers on both sides of me. But, hey, that's Monday. Good thing my next load don't pick up today, right? Anyway, let's get into what this video is about. Should you become a truck driver right now? And this is the end of 2022, November 2022. If I was sitting in a position, and I'm just going to tell it from my perspective, because everybody's situation is a little bit different, so it's hard to give a straight, flat answer. But if I had a job, any job, whether I was working warehouses, working construction or whatever, I'd probably hang on to that right now. I wouldn't be quitting a job to come into trucking. Odds are you're going to put yourself in a bind if you do that at this present time. Now, if you're homeless or something like that, or say you're single, you don't have no family, and you're just wanting to change careers, well, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's not going to hurt you one way or another because you're just taking care of yourself, right? But if you got a family that depends on you, right now is not the time to come into trucking, in my opinion. Now, some might ask, well, when should I? Well, that's hard to say. I mean, it's really hard to say. It could be 6 months from now. It could be after this administration in Washington's out. I don't think the midterm elections helped us all that much. There were a lot of Democrats elected into office. Democrats are pushing a lot of the things that right now that are hurting drivers a little bit. Not to mention that China's economy is still shut down. So with China's economy shut down, they're not shipping anything out. So that's a lot less freight moving into the country, considering that a lot of what we buy and a lot of what we move across the country comes in through the ports, comes out of China. You know, I don't know if you walk around in the store, but look, made in China is pretty common, you know, on products in stores. So when China shuts their economy down, it's a drastic effect on us with freight here. Not to mention that last year, and this too is kind of speculation, because unless you're actually in that job doing that position, it's hard to say, but it seemed like they were overstocking, like they knew something was coming, because we were running like crazy last year. And I really believe that a lot of these big box stores were overstocking their warehouses, knowing that China or whatever was going to happen. You know, so like your Christmas freight, I believed all that moved 6 months ago. Your holiday freight, I believe all that moved way before the holiday got here. If you'll notice, a lot of the Walmarts have Connexes sitting out in front of them and around them. That's because they stock that stuff up. And I ran a Walmart fleet for a few months. And in the few months I was running the Walmart fleet, one of the things that I noticed was when you went in the back to check in, like they had it completely full. It was full. All the shelves were full. They were using all the aisles. A lot of the Walmarts had one little area you could like walk through to get back to the dock doors. Excuse me. You know, so I really believe they were overstocking. Now that'll all catch up with itself. And then the freight will pick back up. China's economy will eventually open up. That freight will pick back up. But who's to say how long it's going to take? You know, is it going to be 6 months? Is it going to be a year? Is it going to be 2 years? Is it going to be when the next administration comes into office in Washington, in 2024? But whatever the case is, right now is definitely not that time. With it being slow, trucking companies are pickier on who they hire. They're quicker to fire people. You could put yourself in a bind. Like, you could go to work for an outfit, move into trucking, go get your CDL, and say something little happened. It may not be nothing. But since they're being picky right now, they could fire you for that little mishap you had. Now, when you have a little mishap on your DAC, that's not a big deal. But when you get terminated for it, it makes it look worse. So it could actually hurt your career. So if it were me, I wouldn't be coming into trucking right now unless I absolutely had to. I didn't have a job. You're living somewhere where there is no work. You're homeless, something like that. Then yeah, you do what you got to do. And trucking might be a good fit for you at the moment. But be very careful. Be extremely careful. Protect your license. Try not to have no accidents. Don't give the company any reason to terminate you. And work on getting your experience while it's slow, when they're not pushing hard. Then when it does pick back up, you're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But that's my take on that. I mean, we're still making money out here. All that's still going on, but it's nowhere near like it was. I know some people are buying trucks right now. I don't know if I would buy a truck right now. That's just my own opinion. A lot of owner-operator channels out there that talk about that. I think the freight rates are still pretty low and the truck prices are still a little bit too high. The fuel price is definitely high. I'm a company driver myself. I know when I pump fuel, when I see that $1,000 or $1,100, it's like, wow. Glad I'm not paying that. Glad that's not on me. But anyway, I hope this is helpful to y'all. And not saying you won't. If you've always wanted to be a truck driver, I'm not saying you're never going to be one. It's just right now may not be the time to make that move. You might want to wait a few months. Now, if you are going to come into trucking, you want to pick your freight properly. In times of downtimes, like what's going on right now, one of the probably best trucking jobs you can get is refrigerated. The worst is probably dry box. Now that's as far as staying busy and all those kind of things are taken into effect. You know what I'm saying? Food products are always going to move, regardless. Food products are always going to move. So refrigerated tends to stay a little busier than the rest of us do when times like this are happening, when the economy's bad. So keep that in mind. If you are going to come into the industry, refrigerated might be the way to go. But definitely wouldn't go dry box right now. I definitely wouldn't be swapping to a dry box company right now. Flatbeds still, they're kind of teetering on the edge there, but I believe it's going to get a little worse on their aspect too. I got a buddy of mine that has a flatbed, but he pretty much stays in Texas. He's selling his equipment. He's getting out of it. But anyway, y'all take care, stay safe, and keep trucking.